The 2026 World Cup represents the most significant structural expansion in tournament history, growing from 32 teams to 48. Co-hosted across Canada, Mexico, and the United States, this edition features an unprecedented 104 matches played over 39 days. This formatting shift allows a broader wave of emerging nations from Asia, Africa, and North America to compete on football's biggest stage. It also makes Mexico the first country to host matches in 3 separate World Cups, having previously hosted in 1970 and 1986. This massive scale ensures the largest global audience in sports history. In 1966, England was preparing to host the tournament when the original Jules Rimet trophy was stolen from a London exhibition. A massive police search turned up absolutely nothing, causing national embarrassment. Days later, a worker took his black and white mongrel dog named Pickles for a walk. Pickles sniffed out a package wrapped in old newspaper hidden under a garden hedge. It contained the missing golden trophy. Pickles became a legendary national hero, won a silver medal, received a year's supply of dog food, and was even invited to the official team victory banquet. The 1950 World Cup final between Brazil and Uruguay at Rio de Janeiro's Maracana Stadium holds the official record for the largest live crowd in football history. Officially, 173,850 ticketed spectators attended, but estimates suggest more than 200,000 passionate fans were packed inside the stadium. Brazil only needed a draw to claim the trophy, but Uruguay shocked the home nation by winning 2-1. The sudden absolute silence of the massive crowd became legendary, coined the Maracanazo, and left an indelible mark on Brazil's national identity and football history. While many heavyweights struggle just to qualify, Brazil has built the ultimate record of consistency. They are the only national team to have participated in absolutely every single World Cup tournament since the inaugural edition in 1930. Brazil is also the most successful team in history, having lifted the trophy 5 times. Across their storied history, they have won the most matches, scored the most goals, and produced some of the greatest players to ever touch a football, ensuring they have never had to watch a tournament from home. Before 1970, referees had to communicate warnings and expulsions verbally, which frequently led to mass confusion and heated arguments due to language barriers. The yellow and red card system was conceived by English referee Ken Aston. While driving through London, he stopped at a traffic light and realized that yellow for caution and red for stop were universally understood colors. The system was introduced at the 1970 World Cup in Mexico, revolutionizing the sport by providing a clear, silent, and internationally recognized way to manage player discipline. The late Brazilian icon Pelé remains the most legendary figure in World Cup history, setting records as a teenager that have survived for nearly 70 years. At just 17 years and 239 days old, he became the youngest goalscorer in tournament history during a 1958 match against Wales. Just 10 days later, he became the youngest player to score in a World Cup final, netting 2 brilliant goals against Sweden. Pelé remains the only player in the history of the sport to win 3 World Cup trophies. With the outbreak of World War II, the World Cup was suspended for over a decade. Fearing that Nazi forces occupying Italy would steal the prized gold Jules Rimet trophy, Ottorino Barassi, the vice president of FIFA, took matters into his own hands. He secretly retrieved the trophy from a bank vault in Rome and brought it home. Barassi hid the invaluable golden statue inside a simple shoebox stashed directly underneath his bed, successfully keeping it safe from search parties until the tournament resumed in 1950. The inaugural 1930 World Cup final between Uruguay and Argentina featured a bizarre dispute before kickoff. Both teams insisted on playing with their own country's match ball. To resolve the high-stakes argument, FIFA decided that Argentina would provide the ball for the first half, and Uruguay would provide theirs for the second. The compromise dramatically affected the play. Argentina led 2-1 at halftime using their preferred ball, but Uruguay dominated the second half with their own ball, ultimately roaring back to win the historic final 4-2. A popular sports myth claims India withdrew from the 1950 World Cup in Brazil because FIFA banned them from playing completely barefoot, as they had in the 1948 Olympics. However, the true story is much more bureaucratic. While playing without boots was a preference, The Indian Football Federation withdrew primarily due to the enormous cost of a transatlantic sea voyage, lack of team preparation time, and because they prioritized the Olympic Games over the World Cup at the time. Sadly, India has never returned to the tournament since. Germany's Miroslav Klose is the most lethal striker in World Cup history, scoring 16 goals across 4 tournaments. However, France's Just Fontaine holds the record for the most goals in a single tournament, scoring 13 goals in just 6 matches in 1958. In the modern era, Argentina's Lionel Messi solidified his status as a World Cup icon. During the 2026 World Cup tournament, Messi became the top scorer in FIFA World Cup history, breaking the previous record with goals against Austria on June 22, 2026, bringing his total count to 18.